Hello, it's your friend Kevin with another meditation and reading for today. So let's get right to it. Let us clear the space and set the intention for our message for the day. Eyes down, palms open, heart open, big breath in. Relax and let go on your exhale. Second breath in. Release on your exhale. And then one big, huge breath in. Hold it at the top. And with gusto, let it go. Ooh. Bring your attention to your feet. Lift the toes, spread them out, push the heels down, the toe mound down, and just feel the plate of the underside of both feet connecting you solidly, purposefully, with this great earth. As you continue with your breath, bring the essence, energy, vibration, intention of joy, gratitude, love, and peace from the universe, from your source energy, from the extension of that which you are into the here and the now, simply by your intention. As you intend peace, understanding, love, joy, all of those things, think of it as a continuation of your true higher self. And sending sparks of that to ignite the same vibrational energy in others. Send all that love, all that light, all that peace, all that harmony to those who are affected. In the troubled area of the planet. And gently bring yourself back into the here and the now. And I'm not just speaking to that meditation, dedication, if you will, prayer, whatever. We have to be intentional with what vibration we're sending out there into the world. And when you raise it, you say it, you're asking for it, and you're also joining up that same energy with many other people on the planet that are doing the same, that are asking for these peaceful times. Knowing to appreciate peace, to appreciate kindness, to appreciate compassion, gratitude, joy, happiness, the good stuff, the great sunny days that we remember, we have to be shown the opposite. We have to be given that contrast. And indeed, when we see that contrast, like I've spoken before, many people come against adverse situations, reactions, and that's when they usually ask for Woof, bring me something better, bring me something more pleasing. To stay in that state of grace, to stay in that state of love, joy, happiness, harmony, it takes practice. It takes a great deal of practice. We have to keep being reminded because, reactions, adversary situations, judgment, frustration, anger, all of those things are still present. They still have a place in the world, in this culture, in this existence. So that little treatment at the beginning of today lets you get clear, get present with what you want and what you're looking and what your true intentions are. All right, let's get to the card for today. I've done my, it's my little upside down jar. I've done my shuffling and I've done my thanking and I've done my treatment, if you will. I like to call them treatments. So I'm just going to pull this card straight from the top of the deck and go with whatever it says. Here we go. Oh, this is just, I love this. I'm trying to think. This is very thick. I'm thinking there's another one. The wise woman. Okay, the wise one. So now this is rather interesting, and it might be just coincidental, although there are no coincidences. I pulled this deck out of the box and this morning, and I sat and I set this intention, and then I shuffled through and shuffled through, and then it said, bring me a message for today. And as I turned the deck over, she was here. And then I put this down and was like, you're just such an interesting woman. This message for us today is about growing within the current situation we find ourselves. And this glorious image by the wonderful artist Lily Moses, by the way, this deck is Angels and Ancestors by Kyle Gray. I'm beginning to see this deck as being rich in the tapestry because it joins symbolism, guardians, the ancestors, and truly the animals all in one place. And this wise woman just reminds me of a native lady. On her right shoulder she has an owl symbolizing her wisdom. Above the owl is a moon, not quite full, not quite waning, on its way. And then coming from behind her left ear are the feathers of eagles. She has a messenger bird, raven or crow, which is friends of people. And she's draped in a ceremonial robe, meaning that she feels to me like a shaman, like a woman who is here to impart her wisdom. But let's hear what Kyle Gray has to say in his description of wise one. Although I'm going to just say basically the message I have for you today before I read that description would be to get quiet. Find yourself in a quiet, peaceful place. Perhaps pick up your journal and be in the space of grace, gratitude, love, understanding, and then just write what comes forward. Sometimes you might want to ask for guidance about certain things. Grow within your current situation. If there's something in your situation that's adversary, difficult, challenging, something perhaps that you're not up for, interested in, or wanting, then ask what you can learn from it, what can you get from it, and just see what comes up. We are all equally as powerful as one another. I don't hold the keys to anybody else's desires or their wishes or anything like that. I think it's quite interesting that whether it's psychics or mediums or people who speak with spirits, have this special gift. We all have that special gift It's an intentional choice to choose to use it. And then there is the learning of how to use it. And then there is the discernment between, well, what's real, what's my imagination, and what's not real, what's not my imagination. I like to now see that as intentional creation. We have to be intentional about what we do. We've got to be purposeful about what we want. And a desire is a desire, an intention of what we want is a vibration. After that vibration, we set the wheels in motion to move forward. If we haven't got a vibration, and we're not really sure what direction to go in, and we seem to be sort of stuck as the world has been held in this lockdown, restrictions, all of those things, we've been hemmed in, herded, if you will. Now that the gates are open, and somehow, all of a sudden, miraculously, we find ourselves free of all those restrictions, socially gathering, being together, and yet we now have another awful issue in the European countries that are holding space and a place for Ukraine. And that feeling of not knowing, what can we do? Send your hearts up. Learn and grow from within. All right, let's hear what he has to say. The message is, knuckle down, be reliable and committed, be open to wisdom and insight from your elders, from your spirits, from your ancestors. The wise one represents the wisest aspect of the goddess, the crone. The paganism and modern Wicca, the crone is the fiercest, most psychic and most aware aspect of the goddess, because she's been through many lives, many challenges, and overcome many setbacks. The raven in her hands represents the capacity to overcome darker times and be reborn again and again. So she helps you tap into wisdom and overcome whatever life throws at you. Wisdom being the information stored in your soul rather than knowledge acquired in this lifetime, and to learn from your experiences of your elders. The extended message: the wisdom of the wise one is based on something that the younger generation is often lacking: commitment and reliability. So when this card appears, you're being guided to continue working on your growth and expansion within your current situation. Be committed to your tasks and your projects. It can be very easy to get bored and overwhelmed, but perseverance, perseverance, perseverance is what you need. You're being reminded of how it feels to be let down and experience unreliability. And that is not who you were born to be. So keep working on what you're working on, because it's going to be extremely beneficial for you in the long run. You know, we all have these things we want to do, we'd like to do, and then something creeps in, pretty much the ego, that brings a limiting belief, or something happens that puts the brakes on, and those desires, those purposes, those things we want to do and accomplish somehow sit in the background. They don't ever go away. Every so often, Spirit knocks the door and says, wait a minute, you've got that project over here. What do you want to do with that? And really, it's up to us to sift and sort what that project looks like. And if you ever had that experience where something you had not really thought about in a long, long while pops back up, like, oh, right, there it is, there it went. I got goosebumps, angel tickles. So I know somebody's with me pulling this information through. What does it say on this card? Oh, when you level up, there's a new level. I think when we remember the things that are important, we get to the juicy part of what matters. And if we're not doing things that truly matter, then I ask what's the point. And I'm not just talking about happiness, joy, being silly, having frivolity. That also matters, especially for those of us that are a little too serious and spend a lot of time being in that serious mode. Sometimes we have to break it up with some silliness and some fun and frivolity. Anyway, before this becomes another novel, I want to leave you with that. Until next time, lots of love and gratitude for all your support. Take care. Bye bye.